Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kari and today I'm going to talk about all the recent books that I've read. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I think the last one was in 2023. All of these books are books that I read in 2025, and I have to say I have two that are my favorites. Please let me know in the comments what have you been reading. I would love to know, and I would also love to know if you have read some of the books that I will mention today so we can discuss about them in the comments. Now we're going to start with all my recent reads. The first book I finished was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I actually have a reading blog about it. I wanted to continue with the series and I wanted to also film a reading blog, but honestly, I didn't do it because I wasn't enjoying the book. I started watching the TV show, and after that, I decided to pick the books up, and I loved the characters there. I thought I was going to love the book, and I didn't. I hadn't read another book with a different point of view in every chapter, and I really didn't enjoy that. I guess it's just not for me, and I wasn't intrigued on reading more about the sequel. I think it is kind of disappointing for me that I didn't like this because I wanted to continue with the rest of all the books, also King of Scars and everything, and now I don't want to. Let me know what are your thoughts because I know Six of Crows is very popular, it is well loved, and it is one of the most recommended fantasy duologies on BookTube, I think. I heard lots and lots of things about it before I read it, and I don't know, it just wasn't for me, even though I loved the characters. Sadly, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought, and that's overall what I thought about it. I don't remember any relevant thing about the plot, so that says a lot. And I also listened to it on audiobook, which the narration was good, but just the story wasn't for me. I wasn't intrigued. I didn't want to continue listening, and that's a very bad sign. The next book that I finished is Kindred by Octavia Butler. I didn't know I was going to enjoy this as much as I did. It was amazing, very thought-provoking and sad and conflicting. I love the protagonist. It is a classic and I love the fantasy and sci-fi elements that it has. They are not explained, but they don't need to be explained because the core of the story is not that. The story was sometimes very depressing and heartbreaking, and other times was more satirical and humoristic. Also, the pacing was good, the titles of the chapters were great. I was never bored. I always wanted to read more. I kind of miss that feeling now because reading that book after some other ones that I didn't enjoy that much, it felt so great. And even though you have to understand how society worked during those times in the US, it is heartbreaking. It was sometimes too much. The protagonist has to deal with a lot of things. She goes through a lot of heartbreak and pain, and it is hard to read sometimes, but I think it's worth it. It is a masterpiece. I don't know if I would consider it one of my favorite books because it is very heavy, and I don't know if I would reread it soon or ever, but it is brilliant. It is a 5 out of 5 stars, definitely. I underlined a lot of quotes. I enjoyed it a lot. And something funny is that I tried to watch the TV adaptation and I couldn't even finish the first episode. They changed, I think, core things, and I really didn't like how the story was going in the adaptation. Let me know if you watched it, if you finished it. If you finished that TV show, let me know if you liked it because I couldn't. But this book was amazing. I recommend it to everyone. I think it's a very important read and I'm so glad I read it. After that, I read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. And this book was on my list for years. And I have to say, it didn't disappoint. I loved it as well. The characters have very peculiar names. I have to talk about that. I cannot ignore that fact. They are named Ponyboy and Soda Pop. I mean, two of the characters. The rest of them have more common names, but those names are truly unique. At first, I didn't know if it was a nickname, a joke, or what, but yeah, those are their names, and you get used to it. This story is very hard as well. It is heartbreaking at times, really, really sad at times, truly. But it is a very good coming of age. I loved it. It's basically what you expect from a book like this. And one thing that I love about it is that it has a lot of quotes that make you reflect on life and on the story. I really like the characters and their dynamics. I thought that the relationship between the three siblings was great, very well developed, and the story overall took turns that I didn't see coming. And I love that. I loved the writing style because it really reflects the things that the characters were going through. The writer is really good at expressing regret, anger, hope, loss, and despair. And I like that the book challenges the reader to reflect on who is good and who is bad. Because there's these two groups of boys, and both groups consider themselves the good ones, and they are very different. Their upbringings are very different, how they live life is very different. And you get to see those two sides, more one side, of course, because the protagonists are from one of these sides. But it really makes you think if there is a necessity to fight between them. And that's what you go through in all the book. You kind of see their dynamics is very interesting. There is a good overall self-discovery journey from the protagonist. I love that, and the story as a whole is amazing. I truly enjoyed this book. I don't remember if I gave it 5 or 4 stars. I really don't remember, but I will leave my Goodreads review in the description. I enjoyed this read a lot, and I recommend it. It's very quick to read. You should give it a try. After that, I finished Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe, and I have a review about it, and I will leave it in the description below, also here on the screen. I have to say that I truly enjoyed this book, even though I didn't think I was gonna like it. It is a beautiful coming of age story. It is not a love story, so if that's something that you're thinking about, because I thought about that, but it was a brilliant book. I loved it. And I read it in Spanish because I borrowed it from one of my friends and she had the copy in Spanish. But I have to say that it is a better experience if you read it in English, because I read the second book in English and I think that is better. But still, it has a lot of reflection and a lot of introspection from the main character. Good dynamics between him and everyone around him, his parents included. I really loved the dynamic that he has with his parents. It is a great exploration, a good LGBTQ plus book. Overall, a good read, and I do recommend it. I also watched the movie. I talk about the movie also in my video, and I loved it. I just loved that I could watch this movie with my sister and my friend, and I read the book, and my friend also read the book. We talked about it. It was a great experience. Let me know if you have read this or watched the movie. Please let me know all your thoughts about it. And the last book that I read was a nonfiction book that actually has a very long title, so I have to read it. It's called Don't Worry, 28 Lessons on Relieving Anxiety from a Zen Buddhist Monk. I have struggled with anxiety from time to time, and sometimes I have to remind myself that the present is here, that we are living here and now. And this book was great. I listened to it at the gym and then I reflected on it. I wrote kind of recap of all the chapters. I don't know a lot about nonfiction because I don't tend to read this type of books. But as an audiobook, it was great, quick to listen to, and it had great ideas. Some were very eye-opening and I liked them. Those were all the books that I read lately. Let me know what are your recent reads, please. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I upload videos about movies, TV shows, and books. You can subscribe right here. You can watch more of my videos right here on the screen. Thank you so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one.